Hi everyone, so today I'm going to share my current favorite foundation routine. And my good friend Prissy, she had asked me to share how I apply my Naked Skin foundation from Urban Decay and also my Youthful Wear concealer from Physicians Formula. These are basically two of my holy grail products. They're definitely part of my favorite foundation routine, and so I thought that I would share that with you guys. So first I'm just going to run through what I'm already wearing on my face. So I always put a daytime moisturizer. This is the Julep Daylight Defense for hands and face. This is just one of my favorite daytime moisturizers. I do, interchange my moisturizers, but this is the one that I'm wearing today. And then on my lid and also underneath my eyes, I am wearing my 100% pure organic coffee bean caffeine eye cream. I love this stuff. It's great for hydration on your lids and underneath your eyes. And then on top of that, I have the Hard Candy I'm Tired, which basically is a clear eye serum. And this is wonderful. This depuffs, it brightens, it's amazing. It has these little balls, they're like little metal balls, and basically it helps to just cool underneath your eyes, and that's what helps with the depuffing. And this is only, I believe, like $4. You can find this at Walmart. It's amazing, and I know that Sephora has one very similar to that, but I'm sure that one is much more expensive. So let's see. First of all, I always put a primer after I apply my moisturizer and all that good stuff. And I have two primers that I really like. This is the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. This is really good stuff. I think this is like $6. I know on YouTube this gets a lot of mixed reviews, but I happen to like it. Some people say it's a little bit too oily or too thick, but for me it's great. I will say that during the cooler months my skin is very dry, so I probably wouldn't recommend that if you have oily skin. Okay, but the one that I'm going to wear today is the Hourglass one. This is the number 28 primer, and I also would say if you have oily skin, then I probably wouldn't recommend this because this can be quite oily. And I just basically just put this in the back of my hand and I just apply it with my fingers. So I just mix it with my fingertips and then I just apply it to my face. And you're going to see right away that you can see that right there. It's very shiny. So would not recommend this if you have oily skin. But I happen to have dry patches here and there, and so I need all the help that I can get. So that's what I like to put as my primer. Okay, so this also has a slight fragrance, so if you're sensitive to any sort of fragrances, then I wouldn't recommend that. Okay, the next step, which is a very important step for me, I'm just going to let that settle in a little bit, is the concealer from Physicians Formula. This is the Youthful Wear kind. So I take this side, which is the liquidy side, and I apply this sort of like a triangle shape, and I put this underneath my foundation. I find that this helps the best because if you put this concealer on top of your foundation, then, well, for me, it looks kind of odd. It just looks really white, like a white cast underneath your eyes. I do apply concealer after applying my foundation, but I applied the other side, which is the stick form. So that's what I do. And I just blend it in with my fingers. And then is the foundation. So I also want to mention really quickly that I know Prissy had mentioned that she did purchase the, let me see what it's called, I have my little notes here, the Good Karma Optical Blurring Brush, which is $24. That's the brush that goes with the Urban Decay foundation. It's their brush, Urban Decay's brush. And I don't have that one, so I can't really speak for that one. But I will share the ones that I have tried. I'll tell you which ones I like and don't like. So, I have 4 that I have tried with this foundation. I will share the ones that I don't like really quickly. So, I have tried the Airbrush foundation from Sephora. This is the number 55 Airbrush brush, and this is the first brush that I tried because it looked really similar to the Urban Decay brush that goes along with this foundation. So I thought that this would probably be the best brush to apply this foundation, but it is not. The reason why I think that this brush is not a good brush is because it is very fluffy, yes, but it isn't dense. See how it splays? And I think that's the problem, because you will see in a couple seconds that this foundation is quite liquidy. So you have to be very careful with the type of brushes that you use, because a very fluffy brush is just going to not blend the foundation really well, and it's just going to keep the foundation on the brush rather than on your face where it needs to go. So I did try the Real Technique brush, which I have no clue why, because I mean, if this one wasn't going to work, then this definitely wasn't going to work. But I saw a few people on YouTube use this brush, and I had this in my collection, so I felt like, well, I should just give it a shot, but it wasn't good. So this is the Real Techniques blush brush. I know a lot of people use this as a foundation brush. I don't know. I don't know how this could ever work. It's just, again, very fluffy, and it splays out like crazy. So, these two are a no-go. And then the other two that I really like, this one is the Real Techniques buffing brush. And I really like this for this foundation, but I haven't been using it for blush, but I have used this and I like it. And then this is the e.l.f. powder brush, which wins. This is number 1 for me, and it's very inexpensive, only $3. So I love this. Again, I think the reason why these brushes work is because they are fluffy, but they are dense. They don't splay as much. So it picks up the product, but it's dense enough to actually stipple it on and blend it. Same goes for this one. It's fluffy, but it's dense at the same time. So, okay, enough of that. Okay, so the brush that I'm going to use is the e.l.f. powder brush. That is my favorite one. And this foundation has a little mixing ball in it, which I love. So, definitely got to mix it. And I'm going to show you. I do 2 pumps. And, whoop, it's very liquidy. So, I just apply it on my face, and basically the problem areas that I have is definitely around my nose, on my nose because I have a lot of blackheads, on my cheeks I have some redness. So those are my problem areas. I don't have too much problems with acne, but I do have a couple burn spots here and there that I like to cover up. So that is how I apply it, and then basically I just stipple and blend with this powder brush. I know a lot of people like using their hands with this particular foundation. I have tried that. It works good. Usually when I'm in a rush, that's what I typically do. But I'd rather use a brush. After I blend it with the brush, I then go back with my hands, because, I mean, your hands are basically your best tool. So it really just evens out my skin tone. It feels very lightweight. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing a foundation. That's what I love about this foundation. It's a semi-matte finish. If you like a full coverage, then I'm not going to recommend this, because this foundation is $38, so it is a bit pricey. I will say that. And so this is a medium coverage foundation. It's definitely buildable, but you know, if you like full coverage, you're going to use a lot of this to get the opaqueness that you want, and your foundation is going to be gone in less than a couple of weeks. So, yeah, would not recommend it. I like medium coverage. I have a lot of freckles and I like them to shine through. You can see my freckles there. So just to show you the coverage. But, you know, it evens out my skin tone, but my freckles shine through, and that's kind of what I want. That's kind of what I look for in a foundation. And of course that it feels and looks natural. Then I just warm up my face. This is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer. I'll do my concealer in a second, but I just like to just frame my face a little bit. You can do the 3 and the E. I really like getting under the chin. That's always important. If I didn't mention this, this is the Sigma F30. And then I just blend that. I'm going to use my concealer. This is the stick form. And I'm just going to use just a couple dots of it. I don't want to use too much. And then I just blend it with a blending brush. And just do a circular motion. You just want to make sure that everything blends together, everything transitions really nicely. Now after I apply that, I add a little bit of powder underneath my eyes. Since I do have dry patches, I'm not going to powder my face. I feel like it just doesn't look right. I haven't found like the perfect powder for my face. So I'm going to add my Maracuja Creaseless Concealer around my nose. This one is in medium. It's definitely a thick concealer. And I just like adding that around my nose area. That's pretty much it as far as my concealer and my foundation goes. So to save some time, I already applied the rest of my makeup. So I will share what I have on my face. So I applied the Sonia Kashuk blush in Spice. And it is just a beautiful red and orange. And it has a really nice golden sheen. It's gorgeous. And then for highlights, I have this Hard Candy Baked Blush in Pinup. Which, I mean, it's called a baked blush, but it's definitely more of a highlight. And it's just a beautiful champagne highlight, and I feel like a good foundation routine needs a really great highlight as well. And I always apply a highlight every day. I apply it down my nose, around my eye area in a C motion, and then on my forehead, on my cupid's bow, below my lip, and sometimes if I'm wearing a matte blush, I will apply it on top of my blush. And so yeah, that's what I pretty much do every day. And then for lips, I'm wearing the Jordana matte lipstick in 03 Simply Natural. This is what it looks like. And then this lip gloss on top, which is Anastasia's Hydraful lip gloss in Moy. So that is what I have on my face. So again, this foundation is amazing. It works best with a fluffy but dense brush such as the e.l.f. powder brush or the Real Techniques buffing brush. And it's $38. Like I said before, this is a medium coverage foundation. It's definitely buildable. Do not get it if you like a full coverage foundation. I will just tell you that right now, because you will be wasting your money, because you will be using way too much product to get that full coverage, and it's just not worth it. So it's a semi-matte finish. I believe I already said that. And there are 18 shades in this collection, ranging from 0.5 to 12. I'm just reading my notes here. So The shade that I am in, if you just want to reference, is 4.0. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope that this was helpful, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye, guys.